Mabry comes up with the board. Long pass, perfect to Reese. She was unable to get it in.
She's not getting any easy looks.
Reese, short. Truss. Allen just blew by Burke, but couldn't get the floater to go. Angel Reese. Minescu brought help over on Kennedy. Carter. And then underneath, and that was the chance.
Angel Reese is shooting bricks so consistently, she might want to consider a career in construction. But jokes aside, her struggles are no laughing matter for the Chicago Sky. We're digging into the serious implications of her shooting woes. Reese's recovery plan was more successful given her current performance. The records that you want are not being set. Why do her supporters say she's the worst shooter they have ever seen? What might be the cause of this? Let's now examine the data. Though you've undoubtedly witnessed worse first seasons, Angel Reese's rookie campaign is redefining struggle. We are discussing a guy who was supposed to be a league star but is currently trending negatively on social media. We can now analyze it. For each game, Reese receives 14.3 points. It's not so horrible, is it? It gets really fascinating here, so brace yourself for the terrible section. Her 20.7 rebounds per contest are quite astounding. Very attractive, isn't it? The worst thing, though, is that she only has a dismal 34% field goal percentage. It would be the same with a Ferrari with a 30 mph speed limit. See her coworker Camila Cardosa for an understanding of the situation. Cardosa has been putting up points. 51% of his field goal attempts are converted. It is the difference between a real specialist and, say, Reese or whatever he's doing these days. Hold on though, things are about to get worse. For a brief moment, picture a situation where Reese pulls down 4 offensive rebounds in a single possession. Is it really true? Completely untrue. She couldn't convert a single one of those into points. It feels like you're watching someone continually slam a door in an attempt to open it in vain. Due to its inefficiency, this style of play is drawing criticism from both fans and commentators. They say Reese played selfishly and inflated his stats. While her team tries to win a real basketball game, she seems to be obsessed with her own game of how many rebounds can I get? The fans are making it clear to her who is in charge. One fan said that Reese can't hit baskets from 3OT away. She was condemned by yet another as probably the worst shooter I've ever seen. Oh no, after that kind of burn, you would want to freeze your ego. These are not just strong opinions or irate tweets. The weight of these severe judgments is crushing this first season. We are seeing the conversion of a young player's dream into a nightmare in real time. It's like witnessing a highly anticipated movie's first weekend gross bomb at the box office. But Reese isn't the only person under pressure. The WNBA's advertising team is undoubtedly perspiring at the moment. They're losing a lot of money as a result of their investment on Reese as a league ambassador, which has been crumbling at the rate of a sandcastle during high tide. It has to be an awful week or game, nothing less. Here we have a total absence of trust. Reese entered the league with the confidence of a superstar, but she now plays as though she's afraid of the ball. It's true that a player's career may be negatively impacted by a subpar beginning like this. This is nothing new in the world of sports. All of the excitement surrounding a rookie who was predicted to make a huge statement starts to wane when they have a difficult start. Reese is resolved not to give up easy, even though her debut season has not gone well. What did she just do? Her comments were as incisive as her paintbrushes when she responded to her critics. Is this the epiphany Reese has been waiting for, or is she merely putting herself in more danger? Angel Reese just dropped a bombshell reaction that has everyone talking. She made a passionate remark in response to her lackluster performance, which highlights her troubles in the game. Reese snapped off. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it, and the whole conversation shifted. You might have wondered, is she serious? But hear me out, Reese's response goes beyond just defending herself. It's bringing attention to the extreme pressure that WNBA rookies face. We are talking about rookies entering a league where every move they make is watched closely, every shot is calculated, and every mistake they make is posted on social media. Reese's comments almost give you a glimpse into the mind of a player who is under a lot of strain. She is essentially opposing a system that requires greatness from its members from the outset by dismissing criticism. This isn't a video game, she seems to be saying. Existence as we know it is difficult, but rather than just stirring up a commotion, Reese's comeback is splitting supporters into 2 factions. Her tenacity is being praised by many who assert that the league is in dire need of someone with her kind of fire. Anyone else, they don't think she's sincere and assume it's all an act to cover up her poor performance. At this point, things become fascinating. Reese's feud with her admirers is giving rise to another plot. Another up-and-coming star who has audiences spellbound is Caitlin Clark. It seems like there are two movies on at once. I can only image the WNBA marketing staff's emotional roller coaster. One plus is that Clark is drawing fans and lighting up scoreboards. Despite her difficulties on the court, Reese, on the other hand, is a drama queen off it. Either this rookie competition will revitalize the league or it will result in PR catastrophe. But let's back up a bit now. Reese's response illuminates how young athletes respond to criticism in the age of social media, and it goes beyond her personal experience. Every single missed shot and mishandled play can be seen and commented on by people all over the world. It's almost as awful as a basketball game played in a fishbowl. Is Reese's comeback a wise decision or a mistake? There's $1 million in this question, but one thing is for sure, she isn't letting the criticism define who she is. She is in control of her plot, even though her game isn't flawless just yet. Even while Reese's revolt has already generated some attention, the real test remains to be seen. In the WNBA, where the spotlight is brighter than ever, her future will be determined by what she performs. The clock is the center of attention as the seconds pass by. What is Angel Reese's next course of action? It's time for her to demonstrate that she belongs in the majors, not only to appease her critics. We must talk about strategy. Reese needs to improve on 3 key areas: her decision making, her shooting accuracy, and her capacity to adapt to the fast-paced WNBA. Her scenario is similar to trying to solve a Rubik's Cube while running a marathon. It's challenging but doable. First things first, target accuracy. Reese has an impressive field goal percentage of 34%. It's so frigid it borders on the Arctic. She needs to get used to her shooting hands quickly. She dedicated a lot of effort to improving her form and figuring out where she could play best in the gym. It's similar to picking up riding a bike again, except with basketball. Choosing is the next step. In college, Reese might be invincible given his natural ability. Having saying that, the WNBA, like playing chess in a world where everyone else is playing checkers. She has to improve her court reading speed, play anticipation, and passing skills rather than forcing shots. It's about using more strategy as well as brute power. We also need to think about the matter of speed. It takes more than just New York minutes to stay up with the WNBA. Reese needs to catch up quickly. She has the impression that she has been dragged into the deep end of the pool and is now forced to face the difficulty of swimming around sharks. The issue lies in the fact that Reese is unable to manage this by herself. The Chicago Sky are going to perform now. Putting her out there and crossing their fingers won't work. They must come up with plans that accentuate her strengths, include her teammates, and increase her confidence. Reese is the key piece, but they're still figuring out how to fit it all together. It's time to talk about the fans. We need to turn these doubters into supporters of Reese. Specifically how? By doing this, she demonstrates that she is more than just a talker. She has to connect with them and show them her more vulnerable side. Maybe it's revealing to her fans how she uses social media behind the scene. Angel Reese, the struggling rookie, is supposed to become Angel Reese, the fighter who never gives up. Oh, please wait a moment. This is only the start. Reese's covert tool is the critique itself. I understand. What about all those offensive tweets and comments? They might be the driving force behind her comeback, as though a whole horde of people are unintentionally pressuring her to correct that. Imagine this. All the negative energy seeps into Reese's game. Every misty shot serves as fresh inspiration to improve during practice. You must accept the challenge posed by each critical remark. She seems like she's playing out a scene from Rocky, only she's practicing her jump shots and footwork rather than going up against flesh. Things are starting to get interesting now. What happens if Reese writes this entirely differently? Rather than avoiding the criticism, she accepts it. She possesses every quality needed to become a sports icon for tenacity. Consider the main ideas in the narrative. From struggle to stardom, the Angel Reese story. During a game, comeback stories are devoured by sports fans like popcorn. But let's face it, this isn't going to be a picnic. The uphill struggle Reese faces is harder than climbing San Francisco's Lombard Street. She not only has to contend with rivalry on the court, but also with expectations, criticism, and self-doubt.